Welcome to this new episode of The Disabled Life. The purpose of this podcast is to tell people how I live my life. The name I'm using on the podcast now is The Disabled Guy, because I felt that you needed to hear something as opposed to just my voice there. I'm a disabled male living in Florida with cerebral palsy. I'm here to tell you how I live my life and some of the volunteer work that I do and how I manage to do it with cerebral palsy. Without further ado, let's go into the episode. Well, what I'm going to talk about today is something a little different. Some people, as you know, I have cerebral palsy. That is a disorder, not a disorder, that's a brain injury that happened to me from birth. That's a lack of oxygen in brain injury. So that changes a lot of things. I can't walk without a walker. I have a wheelchair for distance, and I have a dual exceptionality that I don't want to, that I'm not comfortable speaking about here. But if you know me, you know what it is. So now let me explain. Some people unknowingly think that we as adults cannot have, let's say, closeness or intimacy. That can be true in certain injuries. That is also true. That is also not true with muscular dystrophy. Our injuries do not affect that function. I'm being careful how I word that function. But there's also so we get this question a lot. Can you do what you do? Can you do the deed? I'm gonna call it that to keep this thing G-rated here. So because I don't want to hit the explicit key, I don't want to do that. So, and also there are doctors. I'll say now I don't have them. Now all the doctors I have respect my decision, respect me, and talk to me. But I've had doctors in the past that have talked around me and talked to my parents, and it's something that I'm like, no, why do you do that? And also, so they do that. So we answer the questions and we're fine. I am completely medically capable of answering questions. Let's say a girl, I get to know a girl, and the question that comes up, can you sleep with me? I'm gonna say it that way, and we say yes, and I explain to her why and how, and but it's something that if at least in my opinion, if it would affect that, I would talk about it. But no, it does not. So I'll say like Shane from Squirming Grubs. They say everything works the way it's supposed to work. Let me say it that way. So this is a topic that can be a little bit strange and awkward for us adults, because we have to deal with it. But it's okay. That's part of life. That's part of being an adult, and that's part of dispelling the myths of disability. It is not easy to find a partner or somebody or even a female friend, because they feel sorry for you, and that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is a true friend or a true partner. That's something that is hard to find, because a lot of people feel that we're not good partners, that we're not loyal partners. But yes, we are. It's someone to say it this way. Excuse me. I'm gonna say it this way. If it's hard for us to find a partner, do you think we're gonna go cheat on them? No. We're gonna cherish that partner. At least that's what I feel. We're gonna cherish that person, and we're gonna do the thing. This has never happened to me, but I've heard it happen to others too, where where they will use the disabled, marry the disabled to get papers. That's unfair, It's truthfully unfair. Unless it's truthfully unfair. You should not do that. One, it's illegal, and two, emotionally, no, you should not do that. You should not play with people like that. It happens, and people don't know, and they just do whatever the hell they want to do. I'm not going to put any more words in there, but it's crazy. It is crazy. I'm telling you the truth. It's so. Treat us like adults. Treat, treat us like adults. We can, we can do what we do. It may be different, but it's still, for a lot of us, it still works. It is interesting. I didn't think I would have to make this episode, but here I am. I have to do it because I feel that this is a thing that people wonder about. They wonder. It's okay if they wonder, but ask, don't assume. You know what I mean? Ask, don't assume. Because if you assume, you make an ass out of yourself, as they say. I don't think you want to do that. This is a topic that This is a topic that I feel passionate about because people make this assumption and mistake, and it's so crazy that they do this. But what can we do? So, coming up next week, I'm going to talk about something that's going on that that I'm seeing that in the world where we are, something that's happening in this world. I do not like some stuff that's going on. Next week, I want to talk a little bit more about disability and some other topics where I feel that people use the disabled. So that is something I'm also passionate about. I feel that the disabled, we deserve everything other people have. And not more, not less. So it's interesting that I have to sit here today and talk about this. Because it's something that we need to deal with. It's something that we as disabled members of the community, I don't say the disabled community yet, disabled members of this community, we have to advocate for ourselves when things are not correct, or when we feel that people are using us. That's important because some people use us and think that we're dumb, whatever have you, because they don't know. Okay, now let me say this: there's some people with certain disabilities, like developmental disabilities, that cannot consent to relationships. I'm using the word relationship in a broad term, but that's not all of us. Don't make that assumption, please. Let us know if we can make medical decisions. We can consent to anything else. Let me say that word, anything, because I don't know how else to put that. People don't know that. People don't understand that, and they should know that. This is something I'm very passionate about because there's people that say, "Oh, I can't do anything with you," because they say that. I've heard of people that say that to the disabled. "Well, I can't do anything with you because you are disabled." And I'm like, and we're like, why? This is crazy because they can. They just have to know who and how to approach us. With that, let me go here. In closing, let me say thank you for listening to this episode of The Disabled Life. You can follow me on the following platforms. You can follow me at Good Pods. You can leave comments, messages there. You can also follow me on Twitter at The Disabled Guy. And you can also listen to me on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and many others. Once again, thank you for listening, and I'll also give you my email. My email is Kilo Echo 4 Kilo Echo Yankee, or KE4KEY@gmail.com. Once again, thank you. And thank you for your support.